Hi, this is Risa Rising. Today I wanted to talk about the English language and how the English language or the Bible being translated into English was probably one of the worst mistakes that could have happened. Okay, while I understand they wanted to bring the Bible to the masses and start writing in English, English was not the language to be delivered in the Bible. It really wasn't. English is not an advanced enough language to handle the spiritual text. So in the age of Pisces, I told you guys that Mercury is debilitated, right? What is Mercury? Reading, writing, language, technologies, and other such things. But what we're talking about today is language. So in the age of Pisces, it suppressed spiritual language. It suppressed spiritual language. So what do I mean by that? And I don't want to say, I don't want to give the white Christian church a pass in any way, because they did things that were just so evil. But there are certain things, and I'm going to say this in Christianity in general, there are certain things in English that don't mean the same. So English is the perfect language for commerce. It's the perfect language for imperialism, for conquering, for building an empire, right? It is a terrible language for spiritual depth and understanding what different words mean. Okay, so what I mean by that, let me give you an example. I love perfume. I love spinach. I love my mother. I love my niece. I love my sister. I love this dress. I love this TV show. I love to paint. All these words for love mean something different. There is no way and no reason that the same word that I use, the love that I use to describe my niece, can also be used as a love for kale. The same word that I use to describe that I love to paint and artistically express should not be the same word that I use when I talk about I love to adorn myself with perfume. These are different words. These should be different words. We use the same words to describe things that we should not be describing in the same way. That is a major disadvantage of English. That's why I say it's a spiritually deficient language. If somebody is reading the Bible and they're equating God's love for the church for your love of polka dots or your love for going out on Sunday mornings, that is an entirely different love. There's not a word that's being used deep enough to truly express what you mean. So it makes sense to me that people don't understand what a sacrifice is, and the way that you sacrifice your child, like putting your child up and then sacrificing, you're thinking sacrificing your time or sacrificing your money is the same thing. People don't know what a covenant is. People don't understand what hate is. When the Lord says in the Bible that He hates something, you hating to get up to go to work is not the same as the Lord hating divorce. It's not the same. So English is used for I want that. Let's build this. It's to me, it is an inferior language. You look at Japanese people and their language, and they have words that talk about the beauty of earth. They have words that mean light going through trees. Native peoples having, I think it was like 20 words for snow. These are spiritual languages. Native, indigenous language, African language, which both of those were forced out due to white supremacy and colonialism, of black people not being able to speak their language and native peoples being forced to forget it, beaten if they tried. So I don't want to give people a pass, especially not as far as hatred goes, but also not being able to understand because of that debilitation in language. Now, language is exalted because in Aquarius, Mercury is exalted. In Aquarius, Mercury is it's exalted. So with that's why we're coming up with, and I see it personally in the LGBTQ community, right? There's different words for different types of sexualities. There's different ways of referring to someone who maybe doesn't identify as male or female. It's the evolution in language. It's an evolution in language, and it will only expand. You can try. I mean, like they're trying right now. They're trying right now to erase this mandatory evolution that we're going through. And it's not just going to be for things that are sexual. There are going to be many different ways of communication, many different words. As it should, English is going to transform. It's going to transform. We can see, like, the English that we were speaking 50 years ago is a different language English that we speak today. The slang has changed. The sayings have changed. You know, and it's going to continue. So I don't understand what this whole, it's the Taurus ruling the education system, but this rage towards naturally things changing. Yes, so English was the absolute perfect language for capitalism because it's a language of commerce. And if you wanted to do business in Europe, you had to learn English. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say. It's very short, about how we were debilitated. English is a debilitating language when it comes to spiritual nature. And my hope is that the spiritual nature of things in the way we speak, because even in Hebrew, the Bible is translated from Hebrew, and there are so many different words for covenant. We don't know what that means. It's truly not understanding the depth of what certain words mean and how powerful they are. So that's what I wanted to talk about here today. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful day.